Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a type of hack that is completely invisible. Seriously, it doesn't need you to click on a shady link or download some weird app. Your phone can be totally compromised without you ever touching it, all because of a weakness in the very network that connects all of us.
So this all boils down to one really fundamental, kind of scary question. It just sounds impossible, right? I mean, we're all constantly told to watch out for phishing emails and sketchy apps. But this is a whole different ballgame. This threat just bypasses all of that, which makes it way more sinister.
Yeah, see, the weak spot isn't in your iPhone or your Android device. It's not some app you downloaded. The vulnerability is actually in the core system, the foundation that connects all our calls and texts around the world.
Okay, so to really understand how this all works, we have to pull back the curtain on a system that's running silently in the background every single time you use your phone.
SS7, that's the technical name, but you can just think of it as the universal language that all the mobile carriers, Verizon, AT&T, all of them, use to talk to each other. It's the invisible traffic cop making sure your call to a friend overseas actually connects.
This is a great way to put it. SS7 really is like the central nervous system for the entire global phone network. It's the hidden plumbing that routes your calls, delivers your texts, and lets you roam when you're traveling. But here's the problem, the critical flaw. It was designed decades ago, like way back when, and it was built on this idea of trust between a few big phone companies. It was never, ever designed to be secure against the kind of threats we face today. So an attacker can get access just by finding one weak link, like a smaller, less secure network somewhere in the world.
So you can imagine what happens next. If a hacker gets into this trusted network, they can just waltz right past your phone's own security. They send commands through the network itself, and your phone just follows orders because it thinks the request is legit and coming from your carrier.
And having this kind of access gives a hacker an unbelievably powerful and dangerous set of tools. Let's break down the 3 most invasive things they can do with it. First, they can just listen in. By intercepting the signals on the SS7 network, an attacker can literally listen to your phone calls as they happen or read your text messages in real time. Imagine a super sensitive business deal or a private personal conversation just being broadcast to someone else.
Second, and this is really creepy, they can track your physical location with terrifying accuracy. See, your phone is always talking to the nearest cell tower to get the best signal. Well, by exploiting that function through SS7, an attacker can pinpoint where you are right now, down to the exact building you're sitting in. And finally, we have what might be the most damaging threat of all. You know all those verification codes your bank or your email sends you through text? A hacker can intercept those. They can then use them to reset your passwords and get right into your most important accounts. And just to be clear, this isn't some academic theory. SS7 attacks have happened, for real, with absolutely devastating results.
In 2016, hackers stole over $1 million from a bank in the UK. Now get this, they didn't hack the bank's servers. Nope. They just used the SS7 network to snatch the 2-factor authentication codes being sent to customers' phones. And from there, they just drained their accounts.
And these attacks aren't always about money. In Germany, a politician's phone was targeted. This allowed hackers to eavesdrop on his conversations and get into his private data. It just goes to show you how SS7 can be a really powerful tool for things like political espionage.
Okay, so while you and I can't go out and fix the entire SS7 network ourselves, we are not helpless. There are some really important things we can do to build up our defenses and seriously minimize our risk. Look, nothing is ever going to be 100% foolproof when the network itself has the vulnerability, but we can definitely create some major roadblocks to make a hacker's job much, much more difficult. All right, here's your defensive checklist. First, start treating your phone number like a key to your house. Don't just hand it out to anyone. Second, use a password manager. It's the only way to have truly unique and complex passwords for everything. Third, this is a big one. Enable 2-factor authentication on every important account, especially your bank and your email. And finally, you know the drill, always keep your phone's software updated to get the latest security fixes. So what's the long-term solution here? Let's take a look at how the entire telecom industry is trying to respond to this vulnerability that's been around for decades. The good news is that there is a newer, more secure protocol called Diameter. It was designed specifically to replace SS7. The bad news? The global rollout is a massive, slow, and really expensive project. You have to coordinate hundreds of different carriers all over the world, and they all have their own old systems to deal with. So what that means for us is that the vulnerable SS7 system is probably going to be in use for years to come.
And that right there is really the key takeaway from all of this. When the basic technology we all depend on has these kinds of deep-seated flaws that are going to be slow to fix, our most powerful tool is knowledge. Understanding the threat and taking those proactive steps to protect your own data, that's the best defense you have. So, stay vigilant out there.